Alright guys, we're up. We've actually been up since like 3 a.m. The dog woke us up this morning to go outside. He doesn't normally do that. We actually think he heard a mouse because when we got up at 3:45, like finally got out of the bed, the cat was taking a mouse outside. So we think they were figuring stuff out. We are actually heading to town to get feed for the rabbits. And then we have a big project that we're sharing with you guys today.
It's breakfast time. Oh.
It's alright, the birds eat it. Like wild birds.
What are you doing?
Can you shut that gate?
Yep. Let's see.
Good morning. Good morning.
And there be Tres Amigos.
I hear ya. Pigeon run.
Morning, Kentucky. Big girl. Happy bird brains. Found a jug cap hanging out in the grass. It's kind of chilly today. Oh, Bandit's like, excuse me. Hey folks, right over here. Now, what do you guys think? These two knuckleheads are 3 weeks old? Yeah, they're about 3 weeks old. Look at y'all. They're big. I reckon we'll be processing them all pretty soon. It's Raven. Hello. My boy Daryl. Hi, bud. Hello. Yeah, shake that door there, Snow.
Hello, big guy. How are you? How are you? Ouch! You bit me. Stay in here. It's in your cage, buddy. You're pooping on the deck.
I'm so cute, though.
They're gonna get weighed tomorrow. Give them in weighed yet. Yeah, this now. I know you're starving. You're starving.
And baby's eating all her food.
You starving, huh? Get down. What are you doing, wee one? You're not supposed to be eating that yet. You're not. Are you coming out to eat too? Nope.
The other one's
Right here.
right over there. What are you doing? What are you doing? Alright, well, I'm not really any help with feeding the animals. I just go over there and play with them and get in the way. But we are, she hasn't already told y'all, getting this porch covered today. So we went and picked up everything we need for the project last night before we went out to dinner. Got some Mexican food. Alright guys, so here's the plan. Getting this porch up today. We're basically putting a 16-foot 2x6 will run across the top there. I have to take that electrical outlet box down. And I'm going to actually patch that hole up underneath where the power comes through, because we won't need a plug up there we can't get to it anymore. So we're going to get that moved down to where it's under the porch. But it'll basically, the top of the porch will be right at that seam right there. But we're going to get these gable ends off, these two pieces of trim up there, and then we'll get that siding off up there, that electrical outlet, and then I have a big piece of flashing that'll run underneath there, so when water runs down that front wall, it'll run over the roof instead of trying to go behind the roof, which is the biggest problem we've had with this wall, is water coming in through that door. But yeah, it'll just be board there. There'll be on the front edge of the porch right here, there will be 4 4x4 posts, board across the top of them. I have saddles that go all the way across for all the boards to sit inside of on there and tie in really nicely. Metal across the top that matches the roof, and then we're putting a handrail all the way around, and that'll be it. Hopefully it won't take all day. Should be pretty straightforward. I think my brother-in-law is going to be over here this afternoon to help us get the metal up, and I'm going to go and get my ladder and get up there and start taking things apart.
All right, I think I'm far enough away that you can't hear the music. It's playing from his phone. So we've got the top half off. We found some mud dauber's nests that were like under the flashing, which was gross. But we've got the top part off, and now we're gonna get ready to cut the metal piece that'll go to keep the rain from getting onto the porch. All right, so he is putting these brackets on that will hold like the rafters on our 2x6 that we're gonna put up there. We figured it would be easier to put them on down here before we hung them up. I'll tell you what though, it is ripping out here. This wind is brutal.
Have you looked at the weather? I actually think it's supposed to get worse.
The wind?
Yeah.
No, I just was watching the rain stuff for tomorrow, and it didn't apply, so we figured that it's going to be about 6.5 feet high, which is a good height. Somebody bigger than that might have to duck, but I don't know anybody particularly bigger than 6 foot. So I asked him a minute ago why he was screwing the screws in so high, and tell him what you showed me.
So this wall has a double top plate on it, so there's 2 2x4 stacked up here. Gives you, it's like 3 inches of material at the top of the wall, and the rest of it's up and down studs. So I know that if I shoot them in up here in this top 3 inches, it's going right into one of those 2 double top plates to carry all the load of this roof. There's not a lot of load. The majority of the load on this is actually going to be uplift from wind, and when we get snow, it'll collect on here because it's not going to have a ton of slope. But the majority of the load on this is actually going to be uplift, so it shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, that's why screws are up there. But we have this all screwed in now, 3.5 inch long tiger, what are they called? Tiger shank screws. These really nice screws that we buy from Western Market. They work really well. Number 8s. So the next step, we should do the metal next, and then we'll get the siding back up there, and then after that we'll go to doing the front where we'll get the 4 posts up, and then we'll figure out our lengths for these 2x6s, and we'll get all them cut and our angles cut on them. That'll be, because they're at a slight angle, so I'll have to cut an angle on the back side of it where it sits against the 2x4 or this, and then I'll have to mirror that angle on the front side so it still sits flat against these hangers while it's sitting at an angle going downhill. So there's a little bit of geometry to be done today. But yeah, next we got to take that piece. We got it crease bent into it earlier.
Yeah.
So there's a nice little crease in there.
It's like where it started right here.
So that will come in. I'll have to trim the corners off of it pretty severely, it looks like, to go in here. But that'll run right across the top up here, and it'll overhang. So when water runs down this siding that's right here, it'll run out onto the roof. And it's also going to let us cheat a little bit. And we bought 8-foot panels, but the actual run of this space is going to be 8 foot and 4 inch or 3 inches. I think is what I figured out. So there'll be a gap about like that back here where there won't actually be metal, but it'll be underneath that giant piece of flashing. So you'll never see it, and the rain will never get under it. So yeah, that's the plan there. That's what's next. Get that up here and get it tacked in.
All right, well, let me go up the stairs. So we have put up the first beam. We got the metal up. I got the siding and the trim put back on. Boy, that metal was not really wanting to bend. Putting the siding up really helped a lot. But yeah, it really wanted to wrinkle on us, and so we had to make some adjustments. And my husband hates to use nails, so of course we ended up switching to screws halfway through because the nails just were annoying. Pain in the rear.
I can't stand that. It's 2025. Screws are the way. Actually, at this point they make a nail gun that shoots screws. You put it in with a nail gun, take out the screwdriver. Need one of them. But Riley doesn't make it, so not a lot. Yeah, we're cracking it off. We're doing the high stuff, which is nice because it's 11 feet and some change to the peak of the house from the porch. So doing that on an 8-foot ladder is a bit sketchy.
Yeah, it is. Okay, we're on to the front 2x6. He's just marking the lines to hammer in these brackets for the beams. We just finished up lunch and we're just going to keep going right along. All right, guys, this is where we're at so far. We've added in the 4 posts and then both of our top 16-foot boards. I told him it was given like Cowboy Saloon. Yes, we know our door is not center. We don't know what happened when we started.
It's so we had enough space for the pantry.
Oh, okay. Apparently it was so we had enough space for the pantry. But we weren't going to offset the porch. I think it's offset by like an inch or 2.
The door?
No, the stairs.
The stairs is an 1.5 inch offset.
Yeah. And that was not intentional.
That was an accident, but the door is 2 feet off.
But this is where we got so far. I'm really excited about it. He was standing up there and was like, "You can do Christmas lights this year." And I was like, "No one gets to see them." He's like, "But us." Which is a lot considering he hates Christmas lights. He hates them.
I despise them. It's not the same.
So we ended up going when we got all of our wood yesterday and bought these, or no, we had these from something else. I don't remember. But the post, were the post supports? The supports.
Oh, the bases? Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are from, so I bought these for the porch on our house in Texas. And then we never redid the porch on the house in Texas.
Oh, yeah. Okay. But where we went yesterday to buy everything, they didn't have any like this. It was the ones that they had was going to raise it another like half an inch.
These are just the shoulder. It's sitting in the ladder right there.
Oh. But the ones that were at the store was going to raise it like, I don't know, a quarter to a half an inch.
They're a lot bigger and beefier.
And we only had one more of these, so we decided to just do away with in the center. And guys, if y'all can see, I'll just walk over there. The gap. We're not redoing the porch right now, and we would actually not redo this. This is not termites. This was our Great Dane when she was a puppy. When we first moved out here and put up our porch, she chewed the whole thing, and we
lay there on her side and gnaw on it.
So we're leaving it there because we lost her last year. She either got hit by a train or a car, but we're just gonna leave it. I think it's just a little unique thing to our house that means a lot. So this is where we're at so far.
Yeah. Rafters next.
It's what? It is 1:20. We started about 8:30. The top piece up there took so much time. So much time. But yeah, let's keep going.
All right, update. We've gotten a hold of a tape measure and a pencil and a saw.
Making fence pickets.
She's cutting our pickets. And my brother-in-law's came over and we got all this good stuff going on up here. We got the fern strips on. All the rafters are in. You're just looking at the sun. You can't see anything in that shot. There we go. So next step is going to be putting up the metal, and then I got to pull these braces down. But yeah, next up we'll put in the metal and then handrail, and we're done. We're almost there.
All right, guys. Well, I'm sitting on the steps. We miscounted roofing, and so they went to go get one more piece. I think is because they overlapped it 2 little humps on all the pieces that it just kind of, we were short. So they went to go get another piece, so I'm here. It is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I think we're doing pretty good on time. It's about 5 till 4. But yeah, super excited. We have a good little overhang. So rain will actually go in front of the house. We'll probably put some rain barrels at some point right there in front of the house so that rain gets caught and it can be used in the garden. So yeah, I'm just kind of hanging out. I cut all my pickets for the fencing. I stopped with 2 whole pieces left because I'm pretty sure we overcounted, and I'd rather leave a couple of them whole until I knew that we needed them. I have high hopes that I cut them all right, but we'll see. All right, the first side is going up. I think it's gonna look great. He did get the last piece in over there, and now we're doing the sides. All right, guys, first side's done. I love it. It's fantastic. So we ended up deciding I wanted 3 inches of space. He wanted 8, so we went with 6. I think it's good. I don't ideally we hope tiny people, as in our nephew, does not go through it.
Even if it gets his head through their shoulders on it.
Depends on if he's smart enough to turn to his side. I don't know, he's got a big belly. But first side done. All right, guys, we're finished. So we started at 8:30 this morning. It is just after 6:30, but we've already started cleaning up. So we finished probably at 6:30. So we have a roof. It's fenced in, all besides the stairs, which we're gonna figure out.
Yeah, we're gonna make some sort of gate to go here, of some that probably just gonna bring baby gate out here for now.
But yeah, yo, it's done. And it's glorious. And it seems so much bigger. Now when I start putting stuff back on here, why did you just lick my Dr. Pepper? Thanks, appreciate you. When we start putting stuff out here, we do not have patio furniture, but we do have like camping chairs that we'll start with. But yeah, it is so nice. We ended up with several things extra. Like we always do our best, but I'm glad we have more than less.
We ended up with 3 extra 2x4s.
And 2 of the full cedar boards.
Oh.
But yeah, I think it's great. What do you think?
I think it came out good. There's a couple things that I still need to do. I got some brackets that need to go up in the top corners that I got to figure out where the heck they went. But they just nail in there. And we were able to get we got trim boards to go in the corners. So if you ever noticed, the 4 corners of our house have not had outside trim on them.
You really can't see from here. So yeah, we were able to find where we buy all of our stuff. We found these trim boards. So we got two, only two for right now, because we were making sure we liked them and that they were going to work, even though they do let us do returns. But we were a bit concerned because they were 10 feet and we didn't really know how cutting them and everything was going to go. So we only bought the two. But yeah, we're definitely going to get two more. But yeah, here's the, it's still messy. We haven't cleaned up completely yet. And we'll probably do most of that tomorrow. It was great. It is absolutely fantastic.
Nothing about it was super difficult or challenging or anything. You know, there's just, even for this small of a porch, there's still a lot of it to do. But none of it's challenging particularly, I wouldn't say anyway. The hardest part was getting that flashing done. And you know, I wish we had done decking instead of these furring strips. So had we put 1/2-inch plywood, 4 sheets of plywood up there instead, it would have been quite a bit more expensive, which is why we didn't do it. But I'd be able to walk on that surface, and I'd have been able to go back and do this flashing after the roof was on, and done a better job of trimming the top pieces up, because I don't know how well I trimmed that. I feel like I've got it sitting a little higher than it needs to be, but we'll see when it rains tomorrow. So we might end up having to get up there and trim it back a little bit. But we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. But, I mean, we finished it in a day. We had some help. And we sure do appreciate them. But, yeah, we finished a good little project in one day. And I think other than making one more chicken coop, this is our last big project.
I mean, no. Building a
on the house.
pavilion,
Okay, sorry. On the house.
adding the front porch, adding extension off the back.
Oh, those are pipe dreams.
Yeah.
We'll
my
get there
big
one
dreams.
day.
I have, by the time we actually moved into this house, I had redone completely the whole 3D model for this house to be bigger, more living room, a separate laundry room from the pantry, some stuff like that hopefully we'll get to someday, expanding this a little bit and just make it what I feel like our bedroom's kind of small for us to be able to comfortably get like around the bed. You know, I have 12 inches from the wall to my side of the bed, so I'd like to have a little bit more space in there, because I plan to live here forever, and eventually I'm going to be old and not be able to just slink in there sideways to get into bed. So, but that's a long-term goal. We had a lot to do before that.
Yeah.
Like that, for example.
What?
The house up there.
Oh, yeah. My dad's talked to us multiple times about tearing that down. So that's a goal.
But yeah, this is pretty much done. Like I said, I got a couple little corner brackets that go in those two top corners. I got to put a couple of screws in from the side on those top corners there. And I'm going to put an electrical outlet up there for us to hook up Christmas lights, and I kind of wanted a light that aims over at the rabbits. So when we'll do the porch light, we can see them.
Yeah, and we'll do some different lighting. I actually
those will have to go.
Want to do some lighting with some minnow buckets. So it's just going to be finding, I think 3 of them would be a good amount of light. Just finding 3 at antique or flea markets that would work for what we're looking for. But no rush. Those lights work just fine. They have 2 different light bulbs in it, apparently.
It's funny that that one on that side burned out, and I went and found another random light bulb we had somewhere, and it just happened to not match either. So, maybe next time.
Well,
but yeah, that's about it. It was a good day. It was a good project. We got a lot of cleanup to do out here before we go inside tonight, and then a bunch to do tomorrow. But other than that, we're going grocery shopping. That's going to be about it for us this weekend. I'm back to work.
Yep.
So, catch you guys next time.
Bye.